hate that I gotta do this every time, but you know what? Oh, it's so hard being a YouTuber. Oh my god, it's so hard. It's so hard being a YouTuber. Oh my god. Yep. Cartoon Vikings. Motherfuckers. Can't never know peace. Can't never know anything. I can't know no peace. I can't never know anything. I can't never know no peace. But yeah, even though this has been a thing for like a year now because they actually did it after you thought that randomly crying about it on social media was going to work. Yeah. But hi, I'm alive. After I think has it really has been a month. After a month of traumatizing little old Clementine, we made it to the end last night, and I think we all got traumatized at the end. But it's good. We're alive. We made it. We did it. We beat the zombies, and now apparently there's no more, because there's no more Walking Dead Telltale games unless Telltale or Skybound makes another one, which apparently there's a rumor that they're gonna do. Carl, do you have a dub today, bro? I do. I got a dub today. Which ending did you get? The one where Clementine gets a fucking leg cut off. I thought she died. I forgot because I ain't played that game since like 2018 or 2019 because I think that's when it dropped. I forgot that at the end, depending on like how you fuck this up, I guess I got the true ending. I don't know. I don't know what would be the true ending because I think that's like the actual just ending where no matter what, Clementine gets bit. I ain't gonna lie, would have been a great parallel. Went from student to teacher, dying like the teacher. What happened now? The Walking Dead stream, bro. The Walking Dead stream was all over the place, bro. The thing, love the fucking Walking Dead. But see, motherfuckers like my partner Carl here. Carl can't fucking play any game unless it's 2K, Call of Duty. I would say Sparky Zero, but he gave that up, much like everybody else gave it up because nobody wants to play against all those sweats in nobody wants to play all those sweats in ranked. So they all punked out of Sparky Zero, and it's a shame because Sparky Zero, that's a game where.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 Sky Pack! Come on!
Thanks for reminding me that I gotta change the thing to my headphones so y'all don't hear that double time. But people that punked out on the Sparking Zero because they can't handle the fact that, hey, you gotta play people online. And they playing your friends after like the fourth time get boring as all hell. So, you know, good luck, Carl. Hopefully you have fun with that game at some point. But before that, before I get to anything, I want to see because this election has brought out the people who are too slow. Where's that nodo come from? I don't even know what you mean. Speak coherent English to me. But 30 Reasons Why Men Deserve Nothing is an interesting thing to show. But I saw this video titled Trump Supporter Blames Left-Wing Voters for Broken Relationships. And no, I didn't play Telltale, and I'm not going to. And I just want y'all to know something. I just figured this out literally before I turned the stream on. before I turn the stream on, these people bitching about how their friends don't want to talk to them no more, their family don't fucking associate with them no more, were the same people that said loud and fucking proud that they didn't care what anybody thought. They didn't care how anybody felt. They were voting for Trump. Now you're all mad about it. Could you actually just be yourself? Could you be normal at any point? And instead of bitching that people no longer like you, you just accept it, bro? Because that's the unfortunate part. And it's the unfortunate part for a lot of people, including myself, that everybody doesn't like you. And when you fucking bloviate about your choices and you expect people to still be cordial with you after that, it's impossible. And for any think piece that's going to try me, remind yourselves that both parties and their sycophant fan bases don't know how to explain shit without sounding like they're in a cult. They don't. They don't know how to sound normal. They know how to sound like they're in a cult. And remember, I said both sides. So before you sit there and say, not my side, yes, your fucking side. The side that sits there and thinks that just because a motherfucker's black, that's going to get a vote. The same fucking side that for some reason went to an RNC event and wore fake ear bandages. Yeah, we're all on top of it, buddies. I'm sure we are. I'm so sure that we are, just for me.
Hey girlies, welcome or welcome back to the Imani Forrester channel. As you know, Imani Forrester is the author of 30 Reasons Why Men Deserve Nothing, which you can find.
Okay, good start.
That kind of behavior will cause more of a divide in your own life.
In the comment section below.
You're the problem right now, and I guarantee that kind of behavior will cause more of a divide in your own life than this election ever will.
Oh, look, naked men. Oh, sorry, half naked men. Got to be historically accurate here.
The red team versus blue team in a game of Pee Wee football, where the winner gets a plastic trophy and a pizza party. The stakes were much higher. The opposing team, some of them, even though they were born here, they may get deported. The opposing team may not be able to get married. The opposing team may lose their health care. People are realizing that this is more about your character. The reason why you can stay in a friendship is because you're able to compartmentalize. You can listen to an LGBTQIA content creator and love their work. You can listen to black people and love, they can be your favorite player on your favorite team, but you don't care if police have immunity and are able to shoot those people down in the street. Like, you're able to say, but I like this one. I think people are realizing that when we're not at the Thanksgiving table, when we're not at the book club meeting, when we're not at brunch, when we're not at church, when we're not at work, you could care less about them as a human being. And for some people, that's enough for them to say, I can't associate with somebody like that.
It's a fair point. If you don't really value a motherfucker in the scenarios that would affect them, why would they or should they hang around you? Honestly, it's a valid fucking thing to bring up. Oh, but it's politics. So I've explained to y'all that none of you really know how to explain anything to actually calm somebody down. I can't tell you how many comments I got under that group of losers fucking fighting for the intrigue to just say, hey, women are property, saying, oh, it's just jokes and people shouldn't care about that. The sad part is people do care about that. And the reason they care is because literally nobody has done the easy work of calming any of these people down and explaining to them any actual fucking points. All they know how to do is say, LOL libtard. Oh my God. LOL libtard. You lost. Get over it. It's not really going to have people have too much faith in whatever it is you claim to care about. It's going to make them drastically not trust you. It's going to make them genuinely afraid of you. It's going to make them feel, oh, this person doesn't care about me. They care about winning, which still going to say it. If you were poor these past number of years, you're still going to be poor. I don't give a fuck who's president. I also don't subscribe to this notion that was brought up only slightly by a corner of the fucking internet that, oh, your mental health is bad because of all the things you're seeing because of the Democrats. No, you're still going to be suicidal no matter who's the president. Hate to paper thin your fucking mental health, but you drastically don't care about your mental health if you drum it up to, hey, the reason your life sucks is because of Joe Biden. No, the reason your life sucks is because of the varying degrees of moments in your life that have fucked you over and have mentally depraved you.
If you are willing to cut off family, friends, anybody in your own personal life who's...
The word that you are looking for, ma'am, is morals. We do not share morals. The same way I don't share morals with the breakfast. It's nothing to cut y'all off. Bye.
I do not care who you voted for, but I do care how you're treating people who voted differently.
And I care about who you voted for, and I care about how you're treating people who voted differently, and fix it for you.
No, because if you are willing...
So basically, the gist of this video is this. This woman made a hilarious dumb take expecting people to still be cordial with her, friends with her, associated with her. And that's been the norm for a lot of people after this election because they refuse to understand that, hey, even though there are people like me who exist who won't really care what you do unless, you cool with rape. Because if you cool with rape, we just out the door. And you come near me again, I'm going to make sure that it's understood that, you shouldn't be near me ever again. People all aren't me. They're going to not associate with you anymore. They're not going to want to be your family. They're not going to want to be around you anymore because of the things you've picked, because of the things you've said, because of the things you've decided on. And you better fucking figure out where you better figure out where you're going to bond with a couple motherfuckers from here on out, because now I ain't gonna say you're on your own, because maybe you do got a couple friends who still fuck with you a little bit. But for now, you seem like you're by yourself, champion.
Going to cut.
All right, but that's that. All right, so How to Train Your Dragon. Unbeknownst to everybody who's bitched about it, literally unbeknownst to everybody who's bitched about the subject over the past 2 days, this has been known about for a year, that the fucking fictional Viking character has been race swapped by a darker skinned chick. And the excuse I might hear from somebody in the chat is, but it's historical accurate Vikings. Need you to understand that the voice actor for this motherfucker was not a Viking nor Scandinavian. It was actually from a region that's far away from Scandinavia. On top of which, this virtue signal of, oh my God, they're doing all this shit to these iconic characters. First of all, How to Train Your Dragon sucks. Second of all, where was all this energy and smoke for these female women who were voicing all these iconic boy characters? Where's the talk about gender equality? How come a man can't voice Timmy Turner, Jimmy Neutron, Naruto, any other fucking boy character from the fucking early 2000s and 90s? Oh, that doesn't count for you? Oh, so what about a 1-to-1? What about this made-up historical accuracy that you people claim to care about? What about The Little Mermaid? Remember? The fictional fucking fish? Remember how that was something to complain about? Remember? Let's not even get into the motherfuckers who just hate watch it all and then be surprised when their money gets used to pay these actors. And then they make another one. Hooray. Hooray. Because they prefer the bear over a man. I mean, guess what? I'm perfectly comfortable with women choosing the bear over the man. Because guess what? If they do, they're picking for a valid reason. And if you're somebody who gets mad at that, guess who's also picking the bear? Me. Because a motherfucker getting mad that hoes picking bears, yeah, bro, you about to show why everybody picking the bear. Feel me? I didn't know that for some of the characters. Well, I wonder why. Because it's not big. And the excuse after I bring up, where's your outrage for this thing, that thing, and this thing? The excuse is going to be, but those were actually entertaining. So it's not based on any metric of you being actually mad. You just think your way of entertainment is everybody's way of entertainment. Sorry to break it to you, not how that works. It's never going to be how that works, unfortunately. That's just not how that goes. How to Train Your Dragon absolutely sucks. Just gonna break it down for you guys. How to Train Your Dragon sucks. You can get over it. You will be okay. You will be fine. How to Train Your Dragon is just not good. Shrek is disastrously better. The entire Kung Fu Panda lineup is better. Listen, Shrek's better. What was that one? Surf's Up is better. Let's go about it, please. Don't make me pull out the tier list. I'll do it. I'll pull out the tier list right now. Y'all know my tier list. Once I rank them, it's law. Y'all know. Y'all try to argue with me, but this is tyrannical rule. This is tyrannical rule, people. One day you'll understand. One day you'll understand. And to answer the statement, even though it wasn't a question from the unknown known, I just want to be surrounded by adults with common sense. It's easy. Find people who value that. It'll be hard, but it'll be fruitful. It'll be hard, but it'll be fruitful. I, for one, still don't care. Are doing the things that they do. I just don't care. As long as it's not a historical event or legend, it would be fine. Guess what? Not only is How to Train Your Dragon not a historical event, it's not even a legend franchise. But let's go down the rabbit hole and try our best. I guess we should start with Sydney Watson.
Yeah, so modern entertainment is
Speed
totally
it
exhausting.
up!
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Cultivate. Now, there is an ongoing conversation about Hollywood destroying all that we love. Or just like...
Motherfucker said, boss baby. I need to drastically grab you by the shoulder and tell you this, that if you look at Boss Baby and you think that that's even a good movie, listen, I'll say Despicable Me is better, but I've never seen Despicable Me. I just have that much faith that Despicable Me is better.
Generally writing bad films and then expecting audiences to see and like them anyway. And we've seen that on repeat with the half-baked films and shows that Netflix keeps vomiting out, or the endless stream of disappointing Disney remakes. But within that conversation is another about race swapping, which seems to be cropping up more and more recently as studios seem...
Oh, I never got to finish my point. So it's fine when all these things happen as long as they're good, because that's the excuse when you bring up the political side of it. Oh, politics and entertainment is getting too rampant, as if we didn't have episodes in the 80s and 90s that cater to the following: racism, racial slurs, bullying, gun violence and gun ownership, police abuse, police brutality, police injustice, divide amongst people in terms of political opinions, disparities paper thin by, of all fucking things, your status as an American. These are all things that occurred in various TV shows. But the excuse is always, it was entertaining back. So you won't even give it a chance. You'll just bitch hoping that it's bad. But you're tailoring that through your own lens of subjectivity. Meanwhile, you and the ilk that you hang around don't know how to fucking make anything entertaining. And when it's been tried, The Daily Wire, it fails dramatically in hilarious fashion. Right.
seem to be on this quest to be inclusive and diverse. Those words feel like a big old red flag. Just saying. I've actually got a bunch of opinions and sentiments about this topic as a whole, but I would like to save a lot of those for a deep, divey, more in-depth video about this, particularly in relation to race-swapping real-life historical people, because I really hate that. Hollywood, I'm gonna need you to stop. And just to be clear, I have this issue in any and all directions. If someone is white, they're white. If they're black, they're black. If they're Asian, and so on and so forth. You get the picture.
If they're fictional characters, I can do whatever the fuck I want with them. I'm just being honest with you. It's a fictional character. I just can't care. I tried to care. I tried to care with like the Miles Morales thing, where it's just like, hey, I don't really relate to Miles. I relate more to specifically Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, because there was more there for me to align with. But overall, it's a fucking cartoon. I just can't. I don't understand how anybody cares about this. It's a fucking cartoon. It's a cartoon where you're bumbling around and you're doing miscellaneous adventures. Like, there's nothing of consequence here. The consequence is you turning the fucking show off.
Picture. Represent people as they existed, not how you would reimagine them to have existed. Now, with all of that said, we've seen a ton of the dreaded race swapping occurring over the last number of months and weeks. The Little Mermaid adaptation being the biggest.
Wait, say that again?
So on and so forth, you get the picture. Represent people as they existed, not how you would reimagine them to have existed. Now, with all of that said, we've seen a ton of the dreaded race swapping occurring over the last number of months and weeks. The Little
You're gonna bring up representation and represent people as they are with a fucking fake animal? Oh, excuse me, sea creature? What? What? It's a sea creature. It's not real. That was loud. Oh, buddy, you don't know the half of it. Oh, little Leon's a moaner. It's a fucking... You're going to talk about how race swapping bad and represent people as they are, not as you perceive them, yada, yada, yada. But your metric first is a fuck. This logic only works if it's a biography about a real fucking person and they decide to fucking race swap it, which nobody's dared to fucking do. The Daily Wire likes to make this fucking joke. They still haven't done it yet. I'm waiting for the MLK biography where this fucker's Ryan Gosling. I'm still waiting. I'm just like every other guy. Have y'all seen the I'm just a chill guy thing? Okay, so if any of you have the misfortune of ever seeing a woman in social media give you the most ass backwards fucking scenario and then ending it with I'm just a girl, the men have now come up with their own. And it's I'm just a chill guy. And it's the same backwards ass logic. Inconsistent, unbelievable fucking stupid thing. But it ends with, I'm just a chill guy. And there, for some reason, there's like a really low percentage of women who are mad at that. It's just like, why? It's literally the same stupid thing you're doing. It's, hey, I'm going to make up a scenario that makes me look batshit insane. But I'm just a chill, but I'm literally just a chill guy. I'm a chill guy, man. I'm just I'm just a chill guy, man. And it's this ugly ass fucking dog. Wait. I gotta find this thing because it makes me die every time I see this. Because the picture of the dog is so fucking ugly. Imagine, just for a moment, you get it. Why can't I show the picture? Oh, because the picture's not there anymore. Thanks, Google and Twitter, for deleting it. Imagine, why involve a dog? Because the dog's just a chill guy, man. The dog's just a chill guy. Imagine a motherfucker saying, hey, I like to work out and beat my meat on the side. I'm just a chill guy. This is literally what happened. This is ugly ass dog. This is an ugly ass dog. I hate him. I mean, he's just a chill guy. This is so disastrously funny. Like, it's only funny when you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Literally only funny then. What do you mean? What do you mean? There's something wrong with this dog. What do you mean, man? It's great. I don't even know. This motherfucker looks like his name is Doug. I don't know why. This dog gives off Doug vibes. Is he from Peppa Pig? He kind of looks like it. In this art style, he kind of does look like he's from that Peppa Pig franchise. Oh, I got rid of this. Okay, back to this. I know we all had fun for a moment, but back to this. He's not just a little. It's not the phrase. The phrase is, I'm just a chill guy.
Mermaid adaptation being the biggest, given that the film has now been released and people have a lot of opinions. You can't CGI a crab to look cute, Disney. Stop this. We also saw Cleopatra.
It's a crab. It's a crab.
Recently cast as a black actress in Netflix's new documentary series about her life, which landed Netflix.
Is Cleopatra a real thing, or is that just like a folktale? Is that a significant person who was able, if you look at her in the fucking eye, she fucking turns you to stone? Is that a real thing, or am I thinking of something different? And if she is real, that's your one valid point, and you should have started with that, because isn't Netflix getting sued for this? Like, hello, You should have used that first and never. I'm thinking of Medusa. Okay, never mind. Hey, that's how much I care about these historical accurate characters, right? But guess what? When you're making an argument about people being race swapped, hello, bring up the real ones. Don't bring up the fake ones.
Flicks in a ton of hot water. It also turns out that Aragorn from Lord of the Rings has been reimagined as black in the trading card.
From Lord of the goddamn Rings. From Lord of the goddamn Rings. We went from real thing back to fake thing. We went from real thing back to fake thing. Okay. Right on, dude. Grab shell, dude.
Card game called Magic the Gathering, which just by the way, some of you have bullied me so badly about the way I say this word that I have a complex about it now. Like, I get it, it is a mess, but the trouble is that I say half of the word in an Australian accent and the other half of the word in an American accent, and it's just leave me alone. Aragorn. That sounds like an illness. Anyway, just today I was perusing the internet and I happened upon the news that How to Train Your Dragon, which just by the way is an unironic banger, is getting a live action adaptation. And character Astrid, yes, the blonde-haired Viking girl you know and love, will be played by none other than...
Is that the character y'all know and love? I don't know that goddamn character. Character ain't nobody to me. Character could be a bug for all I fucking know.
Parker. Nico is the same woman who acted as Sarah in the Last of Us adaptation. And Sarah, for those of you who don't know, was also a blonde-haired little girl in the game. That's 2 for 2 there, Nico.
Also, a video game character in a post-apocalyptic fucking world where I think a disease is the problem. Right. Why am I supposed to care about this? Oh, and drastic hot take, just to make anyone else mad. The Last of Us sucks. Uncharted's better. And that's a fact. I got some hoes more really than these niggas. And that's a fact.
Parker, I feel like Hollywood's doing you a little dirty. Now, with all of that said, I do understand that there are a portion of people who believe that getting upset over the skin color or the race of a fictional character is totally insane. And
Yes, it's insane. It's backwards. It's ass backwards. Keep the argument for the real characters.
I do understand how they've arrived at that conclusion and why they think that. The prevailing attitude is the character isn't real, so why does this matter?
Nothing matters and I'm always tired.
On the other side of things, there is something to be said for the trend of upending stories and rewriting characters in order to force an agenda of diversity.
I'm not even feeling the forceness. I just think Disney's lazy. I think DreamWorks is lazy. I think they're renewing their IPs, which is what they're actually doing. And they needed to come up with some reason to justify it, which is why you've seen live action remakes for these past number of fucking years. The IP's renewal came up, and this is their way to fucking keep it on their track. Do you notice how Mickey Mouse is free and clear for everybody to get their fucking hands on? It's because the IP for fucking Mario dried up. And now they get to do whatever the fuck they want with Mario. Mickey Mouse. It's Mickey Mouse.
To mention, and I think it's fair to say, that a lot of audiences out there have a baseline expectation that studios will more or less stick to the source material. Joke's on them.
Yes, because the Cinderella franchise stuck to the source material. Remember when they didn't fucking show the gruesomeness of the one ugly sister putting in the foot? Remember? Old Mario's public domain? No, Mickey Mouse is public domain. Now. But hey, guys. Did you know that, shit that needs to fucking be renewed ended up being your live action remakes? No wonder you're getting a fucking Mufasa movie.
Obviously, when entertainment outlets decide to do what they're going to do, people write...
and the source material, like, again, when they fucking skewered that one bitch's fucking leg in the fucking Cinderella... the various amounts of rape that came out of these books that didn't adopt the source material because they wanted to make a children's movie. Right.
Get pretty upset. But you know what won't make you upset? Saving money. Which is why today's video is sponsored by
Ding, 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 ding,
has
ding,
studios
ding,
taken
ding.
upon themselves to force political messaging onto everybody. Take, for example, comments made recently by the director of Netflix's Queen Cleopatra documentary series. She said, doing the research, I realized what a political act it would be to see Cleopatra portrayed by a black actress. For me, the idea that people had gotten it so incredibly wrong before, historically, from Theda Bara to Monica Bellucci, and recently with Angelina Jolie and Gal Gadot in the running to play her, meant we had to get it even more right. To be clear, Cleopatra is Greek Macedonian, her lineage is pretty well established, and it's not contested. But the fact that people in Hollywood act like it is, or act like the facts surrounding these people don't matter, is why people aggressively push back against the nonsense they create.
So continue to complain about, oh God, they're bringing up God of War. 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 I'm very upset. They're bringing up God of War. Oh, they're bringing up God of War. Jesus Christ.
Late 2021, the narrative director of the video game God of War Ragnarok also confirmed that the decision to race swap the Norse giant Angrboda was political. The Jotun was represented as a black girl, and for a lot of people, honestly me included, someone of African origin seems a little out of place in a story set in Norse mythology.
Yeah, because everything else about that entire franchise makes sense. Did you finish God of War? What a dumbass question to ask me. Be ashamed of yourself that you asked me that. Be ashamed and embarrassed that you asked me such a question, okay?
With that said, in a series of tweets, the director said that it was a matter of interpretation, which honestly is fair enough. I think most of us can accept in some capacity that a video game based on Norse mythology has a degree of interpretation, even if it is bothersome from the perspective of accuracy and proper character representation. But the director went on to say that, as a writer, your job is to tell stories that are compelling and relatable. You bring pieces of yourself to stories and your opinions shine through. So writing is always political. It's just usually only called that if the politics aren't agreed with. Right?
Ding, 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 ding. He's right. He's right. He is right. If it's politics you don't agree with, you're going to think this shit is so bad. I shudder to think what an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air coming out this year in regards to that gun violence episode would look like in the eyes of people who get mad every time a school shooting gets talked about in a way to start worrying about gun control. Whoops. I wonder how all these people who hate talking about racism would feel knowing about the various episodes of Good Times, The Proud Family, before you found it convenient to bitch about, what, 2 episodes of an entire season? Okay. What else? Oh, Drake and Josh, iCarly. What's that? Family Matters! Boondocks! So, just an example of shows all about, no, that's Meet the Browns. No, what's that one fucking show? I don't know that fucker's name. Something Jefferson. I think it's all about the Jeffersons. I don't think that's the title. I'm gonna be ashamed. How do we get from How to Train Your Dragon to live action remake politics? Because, you know, that's how.
Writing isn't always political. What? I mean, yeah, I guess it is always political if you live in LA like Matt does and refuse to let other people enjoy things. You know, on the bright side, at least they're admitting to these things now. So we've made some progress.
Well, you've made no progress.
From what I can tell, this seems to be the line in the sand for a lot of people. If it were simply a matter of making the best decision possible for a franchise or a television show or a game or a film, I think most people could understand that. But, that is often not the reality. I will be the first to admit that I don't actually care about the original race of a character, provided...
That right there, boys and girls, Austin, you don't dictate the strikes, buddy. Good try, though. That is strike 1. So you don't care, but you're going to bitch about this for 18 minutes and 9 seconds. Why are you here? Stop talking. You are what needs to be. Go and fucking bend over, make a man some babies, and go make him a goddamn sandwich. Needs to be done. Needs to be done and understood. Because if not done and understood, what is the point of you being?
It's a good character. I will also admit that I am totally thrilled when something is being adapted or remade or whatever from original source material, and the casting choices made in relation to that actually make sense, and it's casted properly. What's the past participle of cast? Casted? just cast? I don't know. The casting choices made make a big difference. It's why we're so often disappointed when films and entertainment pieces fall short, even when casting directors did their absolute best. I felt this way about the book series A Discovery of Witches when it was made into a series. I didn't agree with the casting of Matthew whatsoever, and subsequently really couldn't get into the show. On the other hand, Outlander was cast exactly as I thought it would be, except for Claire, and it is what it is. And I know I'm not alone in feeling the sense of happiness or disappointment depending on the correctness of a character. So you can imagine the sentiments of fans when the representation is dead wrong, and dead wrong on purpose. If you have original source material from which you're basing something, there is a set of expectations that go along with that. Audiences expect certain people to look and behave a certain way. So, just for example, when the Ancient One from Doctor Strange, who was originally Tibetan and male, is suddenly played by Tilda Swinton, or Ra's al Ghul is suddenly played by Liam Neeson, it's understandable why fans are like, what is this? Because the fact of the matter is that the characters look nothing as expected and likely aren't behaving as expected. And more than that, the changes are completely unnecessary and add absolutely nothing to the story. Except they do get some really big named people into your film. Except now we get to look at Tilda Swinton's bald head for 2 hours, and I'm not sure if anyone signed up for that. Nothing against the boldies, just by the way. Vin Diesel will always be very, very Vin Diesel-y to me. This leads me to one of the harder to swallow pills about this entire thing. And while I think it's definitely worth noting, I'm also aware of the fact that it might ruffle some featherios. Speaking specifically of the trend of swapping white characters for black, I think it needs to be understood that white people are not a monolith. Caucasians from across the globe have cultures that correlate to the country from which they come. Yes, that includes the United States. One of the most bizarre parts of this conversation has been realizing that people can't differentiate.
My fucking dad turned it to full. Yeah, but the source material, because to dumbasses, the source material is the movie. The source material isn't the book that this shit came from. I'm done. I'm done with that. That's strike one. Hollywood's newest race swap has the racists in their feelings. That's fine. I don't care about that. That seems like a video proving my point. They did it again live. They did it again. I think based off this thumbnail, I might get what I want. Oh, the deep sigh.
My main question is...
Speed up!
So back in February of this year, Universal and DreamWorks announced a brand new How to Train Your Dragon live-action adaptation, which is due in theaters in 2025. And I have to admit, I was actually really excited by this announcement, considering that I really do enjoy the animated...
Why were you excited about this? You know what? Never mind.
How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. A simple tale of a misfit Viking named Hiccup who lives in the mythical Viking village of Berk, who also befriends an injured dragon that he calls Toothless. And so the Hollywood Reporter broke a couple days ago the casting for this live-action adaptation, and honestly, Mason Thames playing Hiccup was a pretty solid choice, not gonna lie. I was very impressed, especially in last year's Scott Derrickson thriller, The Black Phone. I think he's gonna do a really solid job as Hiccup. But my main complaint, however, is the casting of Hiccup's love interest, Astrid, and that is Nico Parker. You know, there comes a certain point in time where you just get kind of sick of a particular tactic, and I, for one, am getting really sick of this particular tactic, and that is the concept of the race swap. Essentially, what these companies do is that they race swap these beloved characters in either remakes or reimaginings so that they can reach out to as many people as they can, so that the character can feel all-inclusive to all these different kinds of people. But what that's implying is that these companies are basically saying that you can only relate to a particular character just solely off of the way they look, which in turn is incredibly racist, in my honest opinion. But she's just not Astrid. If you want to make a live-action remake or an adaptation of something that's already existing, you would think that you would cast people who look like the original characters so that people can, go, oh, no, that's X character, or oh, that's Y character. And it's just another blatant race swap for the sake of race swapping. And I just find the concept of the race swap incredibly lazy, but it's also very much done on purpose. And like I just mentioned, they do this to point...
Never thought I'd see a Sydney Watson video here. You knew you'd end up seeing one here. Don't play these games. You knew you'd see one.
About the racists and the bigots who apparently watch this content and love this content, and then when they do this, they can go, oh, look at all these racists and bigots here. But that's simply just not the case. This is coming from someone who they're trying to pander to. I mean, look at me. I mean, this is coming from somebody that they're trying to pander to. And I'm trying to tell you guys that I don't want this.
Oh, too bad. You're going to get it. And more likely than not, you're going to be the dumbass who goes to watch it, because instead of just saying, hey, I don't want to watch this, and not going to watch it, you're going to watch it, and you're going to fucking make money off of it. You're going to complain about it, and you're going to make sure people see you for what you are. And it's fine. It's fine. Yes, it's the same problem. They're mad. Now, all you fucking How to Train Your Dragon fans could educate me, because I don't fucking know. I didn't watch this franchise, and I'm not going to. Is this character a main character? Or is this like the romantic side piece? Is this the romantic love interest? Yes, she is. Oh, so she is a major character. Okay. then why don't I care? Oh, it's because I don't watch this movie.
I can acknowledge that Astrid is a white character. She has traits that I, a black man, can relate to. I don't need to physically see myself on screen to relate to a character. If that was the case, you're only narrowing down the...
This is my stance about the Miles Morales, Tobey Maguire thing, which I'm not mad at him for having. I'm more mad that he said, I didn't want this, as if he motherfucker gave a fuck about what you wanted. When they were deciding how to do this shit in Hollywood, you think they said, we got to worry about what Film Overlord thinks about our entire being and franchise, because if we don't get this right, Film Overlord is going to be very upset with our production value in the movie. And also, he's probably still going to watch the movie because he's going to hate watch it and give it a review. And whether if he buys a ticket to go see it, which I still don't understand why Ben Shapiro bought his entire fucking group of employees a ticket. I still don't get that one. They're going to do that and then review the movie, giving the movie free promo. They'll give the movie free promo, which I don't understand why these motherfuckers do that. If you truly hate some shit, don't give it attention. And eventually it'll die out. The reason this shit doesn't die is because motherfuckers keep giving it free promo. Whether if you bootleg it or pay a ticket to go watch it, you're still giving it promo. And of course, the overarching is going to say, well, thanks for this review. The movie sucks. There are going to be people who watch the review and be like, now I gotta give it a chance. Motherfuckers might go watch it to spite motherfuckers on the internet who are like, fuck this race-swapping, bigoted, anti-white shit.
The pool of characters that you can relate to, instead of relating to all different kinds of characters that probably don't share the same ethnicity as you. But these people are claiming...
Also, this is fictional shit. This is fictional shit. This is fictional shit. Like, I still don't care. If it's fictional, where's the issue? The issue, I will never forget the one motherfucker who's like, this is my childhood. This is my childhood. He was talking about the Little Mermaid. This is my childhood. You know what? Let's keep watching this because it's almost over.
That in order to fully understand and to...
And then I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about.
...fully relate to a character, you have to physically see yourself on screen. And I am living proof that that is just simply not the case. Now, there's been a few ridiculous race swaps that have made their way to mainstream news. One...
Now look. I'm never going to co-sign a Scooby-Doo show that doesn't have Scooby-Doo in it. Never gonna do it. However lovingest ever, there needs to be a conversation about how we keep going back to these fictional fucking characters. Mind you, I don't know anything about this show other than Scooby-Doo is not in it. That's my only complaint. Scooby-Doo ain't in it. It's literally, I can't tell you anything. The only show I can say with a straight face I've hate watched was the Good Times cartoon reboot. I hate watched the fuck out of that one episode. And motherfuckers still want me to watch the rest of the season. I can't do it. I just cannot fucking do it. You know why? Because I don't like it. And I don't have to consume shit that I don't like. What, to pop a fucking view number? No.
Obviously being, Velma, we got Anne Boleyn a couple years back, Cleopatra, and just most recently we got...
Oh my
Halle
God,
Berry
you're
and-
using... Oh, never mind. I hate when you motherfuckers paper in your fake examples with real examples. Please. Please, stop this.
So it's just race swaps like these that really just kind of rub me the wrong way. And again, they're doing this so that everyone, in air quotes, can understand and relate to these characters. But who's to say that a black character can't relate to a white character? That's a very kind of racist way of thinking, if you ask me, because then you're saying that only African Americans can relate to black characters, which I just don't buy that concept at all. Again,
I also don't buy that concept. I'm somewhat with him on this. I just can't seem to be with you fully, because not only do you have an Avengers fucking poster in the background, it's like this is a fictional fucking character. I just can't bring myself to fashion a way to give a fuck. I just can't.
Incredibly kind of racist thinking, and I'm not going to go into like the concept of like segregation, but it almost sounds like it. You know, it's like, oh, only Africans can relate to African
Never mind. I never said shit like this. Never mind.
characters. Only whites can relate to white characters, and Asians can relate to Asian characters, and so on and so on. Which is not what it's all about. Movie characters can relate to anyone of any ethnicity. And again, these people are trying to skew that idea and tell you that you can only relate to people of your ethnic race. Another thing that race swapping does is that the race that they're swapping the character to, it makes that particular race look bad. As if we've been begging these companies to race swap these characters for so long, which is just simply not the case. I have no problems watching a movie full of white characters. Why? Because I don't see skin tone. I just see the person underneath the skin.
If you don't see skin tone, then you shouldn't be complaining. If you don't see skin color, you shouldn't be complaining about a race swap. Just going to defeat that line of logic right there. Because not seeing race is fine. You shouldn't be complaining about race swapping then. And also, need I fucking, since it's on the screen, fictional character, no consequence to your daily life by this.
You watch a film or a television series for the character and who they are as a person, not for their skin color. And that's why I cannot stand about these race swaps. And again, I think that Nico Parker probably has some really solid acting chops. But in the end, again, she is just not Astrid. Now, cast somebody that looks like Astrid. Maybe that one girl from The Witcher, Freya Allen, would be a great Astrid. Or someone who looks like Freya Allen from The Witcher would be a great Astrid. And again, no knock to Nico or her acting chops, but she is just simply not Astrid. So those are my...
No knock to her acting chops, but she's not this character. She's not capable of playing the role of fictional character. Okay.
thoughts on the situation. I can't do anything about it. I just want to give my 2 cents on this.
Yes, you can't do anything about it, but you just bitched hoping that someone does something about it. This video is a year ago, just so y'all know, and nothing's been done. The lady's still acting as that fucking character, just so y'all fucking know. This video's a year old, and they're still doing it. It's my girl. It's Alteroy. Let's see what Alteroy has to say.
Warm. Who would do that?
That's crazy.
Hey, Astrid, if you're still cold.
What about them? Astrid, life is too short. You need to express
This fucking movie looks terrible.
your feelings. Stop wasting time. You two are perfect.
Astrid! Oh, you okay?
I'm fine. When I expressed my views in a video about the proposed live-action adaptation of How to Train Your Dragon, I unmistakably conveyed my lack of enthusiasm for what I believe to be a very bad idea.
It's a very, very bad idea.
Last movie to the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy was in 2019, which was not that far away from 2022. The year that it was announced that they're getting a live-action remake for this beloved franchise, which will be DreamWorks' first live-action remake, at least to my knowledge anyway. Nobody felt good about that decision, and nobody wanted it. I'm skeptical about how well How to Train Your Dragon will translate into a live-action format. There are inherent challenges in bringing animated films, particularly those steeped in fantasy, into the realm of live action. It's not usually a seamless transition, and the track record of live-action remakes doesn't inspire much confidence, and people have been very vocal about the egregious exorbitance of badly manufactured and clearly cash-grab live-action Disney remakes. It definitely appears as though the primary motivation is financial gain, with a veneer of virtue signaling aimed at a narrow vocal portion of the audience. Ironically, this subset seldom financially backs up their support by regularly consuming Disney's products, the kings of the live-action remakes. I mean, look at this. What in the unholy, uncanny valley cannon fodder is this? Somehow the animated version of Beast from Beauty and the Beast looks more handsome than whatever the frick this is supposed to be. How to Train Your Dragon's trilogy ended in 2019. Depending on how different the live-action version is from the animated one, the close timing might cause viewers to compare the two versions directly, which can make it harder for the new movie to establish its own identity, especially if it bears the same title exactly. Additionally, audiences may feel like there just hasn't been enough time to miss the franchise, which could impact the excitement and
Wait, this shit ended in 2019. Bro, that, again, legitimate criticism. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? For what? What's the purpose? What's the reason? What's the goal?
anticipation for the new movie. It's definitely something to consider given that the original trilogy and the accompanying television series were well received and beloved by many people. Like I said, nobody was asking for this. But what really made my heart sink is when I see that DreamWorks is now heading in the same direction as Disney, because apparently there is this all-seeing eye that cares more about shoehorning in ethnic minorities into stories as a primary focus rather than just a good story that has people in it that just happen to be the color. Hiccup and Astrid were the main human characters in the How to Train Your Dragon universe. Whenever you hear about Hiccup and Astrid, there's always this look that comes into your mind. Hiccup is a cute brunette guy and Astrid is a blue-eyed, blonde, badass chick.
And where you go, I go.
Thank you for everything. Just rest. We're gonna beat this. I promise you, Astrid. You just have to keep fighting and hold on. You need to stay with us. I can't imagine a world without you in it.
Oh God, this shit is gay. I don't want to watch this shit. If I gotta watch the fucking How to Train Your Dragon clips, I don't want to be here. I need to find this goddamn video. There it is. I think. Maybe. I don't know. That's the show, bro. This shit looks terrible. I don't give a fuck what it is. It looks fucking terrible. Do you hear me? I think the only person that knows what I'm about to play is Heckin.
culture comes from you.
Shut up! People have been saying there's politics in the shit we read. There is. The fuck? Bro, there's politics in all forms of entertainment. If you think there isn't, you're a fool. Especially you fuckers that like to say, I'm tired of politics in video games. What the fuck has Call of Duty been? You being a fucking soldier in an army. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'll give you a more recent example. What is Helldivers? Oh, fighting for what? Democracy. Oh, it's fucking crazy. What the fuck? They think war isn't political? No, it's just them shooting. My diamond camo is supposed to distract me from the fact that this is a war. Don't play the story mode, though. Now, for those of you who know this individual, don't say the thing. But to those of you who don't, how old do you think this man is? Oh, I like the first comment. It's bizarre to me that so many grown, mostly male adults are so concerned with the casting of a make-believe character in a made-up story for children. Nigga said the EDP lose weight. Okay, I'm seeing 30. I'm seeing 30s, 40, 45. Y'all know how I'm 25 years old? This man is younger than me. Yeah, Lemon. This man's younger than me. So if you ever thought to yourself, you don't look the part, or you don't look your age, he's younger than me. Just so y'all know. I'm 25. And I look 25. I think now he's 24. I remember showing you all his face a year ago. And at the time, he was 22. But hey, let's hear his take about The Little Mermaid.
Culture resides in the heart. And I think it would do us quite well to remember.
I don't have any culture in a fictional movie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That as we lament the wokeification of Little Mermaid. So, my friends, I'm sure many of you have heard about the controversy of The Little Mermaid. Now, the live-action remake, which is set to come out in 2023 next summer, includes, as Ariel, a black girl. Indeed, Halle Bailey, not to be confused with Halle Berry, is now cast in the lead role as Ariel in a live-action film. Now, Disney released a trailer not too long ago as the posting of this video, and that trailer has, to this date, gotten 1.2 million dislikes, and a slew of comments ironically mocking this remake of The Little Mermaid, and also mocking the fact that, Ariel is black. And there have, of course, been a lot of Twitter commenters. One even, which has offered to digitally alter the skin color of Ariel to make her back into a ginger-haired white girl in the words of that poster. And of course, a lot of people have been, especially on the left, have been saying that these attacks are racist, and they just don't look like there's black girls, a black girl rather in The Little Mermaid, or what have you. So I didn't think I was going to comment on this. When I first saw the trailer, I thought that Halle Bailey had a very, very beautiful singing voice. I think that she still does. But then I began to realize something, that even though I saw this as trivial at first, a lot of people are dismaying over this. Not because they're racist. I think most of the comments that people are saying about this have nothing to do with them being racist or not racist, but in fact have very much to do.
There were comments saying they don't like the fact that a black actress is playing her. There's a racial element there. It's a racial element there. And I despise when all of these people choose to ignore the obligatory racism that comes from any of these fuckers being in these positions of playing these fictional characters. Because it happens. Does it happen at a large degree? One would argue no. I would argue no. but it's significant enough to where a motherfucker has to say, hey, I'm tired of seeing this.
With the fact something they cherish deep in their hearts that most likely had a big impact on their childhood is now being altered to serve a political agenda. And so as I investigated this idea,
Correct me if I'm drastically so fucking wrong, but at what point in the Little Mermaid live action did she start singing and then just stop to look at the camera to tell us all about the various atrocities that have gone on in Black America? I'll wait. Now, someone will make the excuse of, oh, well, her just being there is what makes it political because, oh, it's a black actress. It's not how that works at all. It's not at all the framework of this.
I saw two things that I want to bring to you guys' attention. The first thing was that changing Ariel to be represented by a black girl is another example of the idea of representation. Now, representation, for those of you who do not know, is this sort of a new age idea that since there are minorities who have been historically underrepresented, presumably due to racism, we have to, as an attempt to amend for that racism, that represent minorities in places and cultural institutions, whether that be in terms of sports, whether that be in terms of medicine, whether that be in terms of entertainment. In this case, representation is basically an attempt to grapple with what people who support that idea believe is a legacy of racism. Now, this idea is flawed for numerous reasons. Number one, representation puts the emphasis and the value on a superficial characteristic, skin color. You don't represent skin colors. You represent values, beliefs. Representation, properly understood, is a spiritual process, not a material process. The moment you take representation to be on the basis of skin color or sexual orientation, means essentially you're reducing it to a material process. I happen to be, I don't mention this often, but I happen to be a gay man, happen to be a black man. There are people who would want to
Oh, buddy, you got a lot of people in your camp that don't like you.
represent me by including more gay black men in various areas of society. But just because someone is gay and black does not mean they represent me or what I stand for. Also, there may be the factor of choice here.
I ain't gonna lie, that gay agenda might be hitting him. Am I the only one hearing Ben Shapiro's voice? Yeah, I think you are, buddy. I'm not hearing Ben Shapiro's voice. I'm sorry. I'm not hearing Ben Shapiro's voice in this. Maybe you are, and that's fine for you. But me, yeah, I'm not hearing little Ben Shapiro's voice.
There could be a possibility that gay black men or black women don't want or don't tend to work in certain fields. Yet representation presumes that if there's a lack of them or a lack of some other group in a field, it is inherently due to discrimination and marginalization. Again, this is a flawed premise that is based on a sort of systemic, institutional view of the world, as opposed to a common sense view of the world, which sees everyone as an individual capable of free.
So what's common sense about bitching about a fictional fish in your childhood as a 24-year-old, 50-year-old looking male?
And free choice, and capable of directing their lives in the way they want to. Disparities rather are not instances of injustice. They may very well just be the result of free people acting in accordance to their God-given conscience. But there's a bigger problem here, my friends, and this is the problem of culture. Now, some of you may remember that I actually did a little...
Again. There is no culture in this fictional fish. The only culture, technically, is anyone from the fucking South. Literally anyone from the fucking South willing to eat these fucking fish.
A little bit of a sing-along to The Little Mermaid a few months back when I made my video on Disney going, well, here's a little bit of that here. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think, Michael?
Gay. It's fucking gay. It's just fucking gay, bro. It's just fucking gay. It's literally just fucking gay. It's all fucking gay. It's gay, fucking gay. It's gay. It's fucking gay, bro. This is fucking gay. Is that a full moon on his wall? I know what you're referencing. You're mean. I know what you're referencing. You're not nice. Oh my god, this is gay. Like, this is ungodly. This is guy.
Election's complete. Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has hip?
Hey, bro, I think you're a girl. Y'all want to listen to the song in full again?
Remember that I actually did a little bit of a sing-along to The Little Mermaid a few months
Are you all ready for this?
back when I made my video on Disney going, well, here's a little bit of that here.
Oh, you all ready? He looks so excited. He looks so excited to show you all his fucking sing-along. He looks so excited to show you all his sing-along. He's just a chill guy. Man, more zesty to you? There's a comment I could make, but I'm not going to. So just know, I vehemently disagree with that sentiment. Welsh woman, Welsh creature. But Hannah, are you ready? Are you ready? Look how excited it is. Wait.
And some of you may remember that I actually did a little bit of a sing-along to The Little Mermaid a few months back when I made my video on Disney going, well, here's a little...
He's so excited. He's so excited to show you all that tonight he steals the moon.
Out here. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete?
Yeah, bro, I take it back. The quartering is white. The gay agenda is fucking transforming a lot of our fucking kids right now. This is getting absurd.
Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here. Some of you may remember that I actually did a little bit of a sing-along to The Little Mermaid a few months back when I made my video on Disney going, well, here's a little bit out here.
I'm giving you this in normal speed. You're gonna suffer.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has...
Yeah, bro, I think you're a girl.
...has everything. Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got...
Sure. Why would you hurt us? Oh, great, it's Ahsoka. Since Ahsoka's here, we're gonna play it back from the beginning.
Neat. Wouldn't you think my collection's complete?
Ahsoka, how old do you think this man is?
Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? Look at
17 to 20. Close. He's 24.
this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Look.
Why am I listening to a grown man sing Disney songs before? Oh no, we're not skipping. This is for Ahsoka.
Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got
Sure.
everything. And so part of that video was to show.
Okay, he's done. We can put it back on the normal speed. We can put it back on normal speed. Oh God.
Just how Disney has deviated from its original mission, but also to show the importance that certain cultural icons have in our development and our formation. And
Who the fuck? Listen, this only works if you're a girl. Who the fuck is a grown man saying Little Mermaid is a cultural icon? Are you batshit insane?
just how Disney has deviated from its original mission, but also to show the
What original mission? Motherfucker, they kill parents in every fucking movie. What are you talking about?
importance that certain cultural icons have in our development and our formation. And this is what I really want to hit home here, my friends. Especially for those of us, and those of you who may be upset about this Halle Bailey, playing Ariel. No one can take away what these culturally significant things mean to you.
Right. That's why old media still exists. But again, what grown man says out loud, The Little Mermaid was a cultural icon to me? If you don't pull it out your ass.
No matter if they want to do a remake of it, no matter if they want to revise the history of the character, no one can take away what you felt or what happened for you the first moment you saw The Little Mermaid, the first moment you heard Out of This World, the first moment you saw Lion King or Mulan.
Listen, bro. First of all, don't ever tie in Little Lion King or Mulan to that slop known as the fucking Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid fucking sucks. Like, I watched that movie, I think, for the first time in my life in 2019. That movie fucking sucks. That movie is ass, bros. Movie's trash. That movie is trash, bros.
That is special to you. And I believe that a lot of people, by getting incredibly angry over remakes and reruns and all that kind of stuff, don't remember that culture comes from the heart. Culture.
Where is the culture? Where is the culture in a TV movie? That shit's not a part of culture. It's entertainment. Is this what happens when you grow up without a? You know what? Never mind.
Comes from you. You get to decide how those things made you feel. You get to decide what Ariel means to you.
You're so right. You do. You do.
No one has the license to edit that.
Wait, you're right. Did she sell her soul for some dick? Hello? Didn't she sell her soul for some dick? What the fuck are we talking about? Bro, no, bro. It can't be. It can't be, bro. I can't. I just can't, man. I can't do it, Dad.
That or reframe that. Let me give you an example. As a Star Wars fan, many Star Wars fans absolutely abhor the prequels. The Phantom Menace, where there's Jar Jar Binks, the Attack of the Clones, the Revenge of the Sith. Many of them just hate them and don't like them whatsoever and claim that George Lucas ruined Star Wars. Many are.
And now there are people who say, hey, I like it because the newer movies suck.
Also abhor the past 3 movies that were made with J.J. Abrams and Disney. But the Star Wars canon is much bigger than the prequels and much bigger than J.J. Abrams or Disney. Those first 3 movies, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Revenge of the Sith, still remain the authentic Star Wars for so many fans, and the long list of comic books and video games and novellas that have been created from the Star Wars franchise also remain the authentic Star Wars. Star Wars does not live in a corporate headquarters, it lives in our hearts. The Little Mermaid does not live in the corporate headquarters of Disney, it lives in all of our hearts. And the moment we believe that, and understand that, is the moment the wookification of anything becomes powerless to impact us. I heard Frank Sinatra, and I have to express this through song, so excuse me, but I heard Frank Sinatra say this. We may become...
He's gonna sing again.
powerless to impact us. I heard Frank Sinatra, and I have to express this through song, so excuse me.
He has to express it through song, everybody. So you know what that means.
But I heard Frank Sinatra say this. We may never meet again.
Yeah, bro. Don't you ever fucking disrespect the great Frank Sinatra ever again. Take yourself out back and shoot yourself in the tongue.
On the bumpy road to love, but still I'll always keep the memory of the way you wear your hat, the way we danced till 3, the memory of all that.
God, if I ever thought about castration, it'd be right the fuck now.
They can't take that away from me, the way your smile just beams.
You know, if you go to, I think, Argentina, you could get a hair transplant. I'm not speeding it up. It's a classical masterpiece. What are you talking about?
The way you sing off key, the way you haunt.
Monkey Wolf's leaving because of this. You gotta love it.
My dreams, they can't take that away from me.
I almost hope they do. I almost hope they steal your joy and you're never able to get it back ever. I start to wonder how I feel around all these queers when I fucking hear them speak. It gets to a point where, personally, my body just won't. Nigga said put some Future on. Why did I decide to join in and him singing? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He's singing his heart out to you and to me. He's singing for you and for me.
What is the meaning of what I just said?
I don't fucking know, buddy. I don't know. I don't know your meaning behind this, but I know it might be full of shit there. I don't know the meaning behind this. I'm scared.
There are certain things about something, about cultural icons, about culture itself, that are so deeply personal.
I'm gonna cut my knee. Who the fuck? Why? Why are we saying The Little Mermaid is a cultural icon? Are we insane?
That no one but you gets to decide what those things mean. This is the beauty of art. Art is ultimately subjective. Obviously,
You just destroyed your entire fucking argument, buddy. I just want, hopefully he knows. Hopefully he knows that he just destroyed his entire argument saying that. He just completely destroyed his entire argument with that. He validated mine. He just validated my argument that all of this is subjective and you pissants are just bored. Thanks, I guess. I wasn't really expecting it, but quite frankly, I love it. I love when I'm right and the vast majority of the human race ends up being wrong. Like, what I wasn't expecting to be right, but I accept it. I accept being right always, because it's a fruitful endeavor that only the strong can truly surmise and survive. You know, only the true strong could understand my plight.
art has some objective parameters, but how you interact with art is personal and deeply matters to you. I still remember Ariel as that girl who is looking beyond her material conditions, looking beyond her family life, going into the vast expanse of the unknown to seek out meaning, which is, by the way...
Seek out dick? Just seeking out some pine. Like, what are you talking about, my boy? What are you talking about, Brody? That fucking girl wanted some dick and some butt. Now, probably some fucking meaningful meaning behind the shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm speaking from the heart. I'm speaking from the... Y'all want me to sing now? Ah! Part of that penis.
Way a principle that all of us can take in our own life, going beyond our comfort zone to seek out meaning. I still remember Ariel as that girl, as that princess, who sang part of that world, who wanted to know, how does this circumstance over here differ from mine, who had that inquisitive mind. And no one, not a Disney executive or producer or writer, can take that away from me. And millions upon millions of other people, of other kids who grew up Little Mermaid like I did.
Buddy, you're not a kid anymore. Buddy, you're not a kid anymore. You're not. You're a grown fucking man. You're a grown fucking man. I wanted to fuck the shit out of Ursula, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't mean to distract from this iconic real moment we're all having, but I wanted to bend the fuck out of Ursula. I don't give a fuck. Granny could have got it. That octo pussy would have been mine. That octo pussy would have been grabbed. Fuck is you talking about? Like, I'm letting it be known. You know how motherfuckers be saying, "Hit me out," and they be coming up with the most ass backwards. About to give y'all my most drastic. Yeah, this is one of them. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna keep the peace for right now.
They also understand what they felt when they saw those scenes. And
you don't know. Don't say you think you know, because I promise you, none of you know.
When the song begins, let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters? What
the fuck is he talking about? Why aren't you singing it, you fucking pansy? Sing your heart away. Sing how you want to be a part of the world. God damn, I love it here, bro. I love this life. I love everything. I love everything about it. What is happening, bro? A lot. A lot's happening, buddy. I can't lie to you. A lot's going on. Don't you? What do you mean? Don't you want to be? How do you say it? A part of the world. Don't you want to be a part of his world? I can't take this shit. It's too fucking funny, bro. I can't. I just can't, bro. I just can't. I just can't. There's just something about it, man. Something about it just brings a joy to my heart. I don't want to be in his. What are you talking about? Look at him. Don't we all want to be a part of his world?
I asked for sons. You're the saddest bunch I've ever met. So
He's still singing.
get back, go home, you're through. Mr. Owl, make a man up.
Oh no, he's singing. Gotta rewind it, buddy. He's singing. You know what that means?
In Mulan, when the song begins, let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons? You're the saddest bunch I've ever met. So get back, go home, you're through. Mr. Owl,
Oh, yeah.
make a man
Oh,
out
yeah.
of you. What does that mean?
The fuck? It means gay boy. They're gonna make a man out of you.
There are some things that are immovable in our hearts, my friends. And when you say
Stop calling me your friend.
Disney,
Leon, he sings better than you. I mean, if you like the sensation of this, that's you. It's everything in life tends to be subjective at this point. You know, I can't shame you for what you like. Actually, yes, I can. You actually enjoy being raped in your fucking ear. Like, that's if you enjoy that, that's your problem, not mine.
ruined The Little Mermaid, what you're really saying is, I am not committed enough to my memory of what once was to defend that in my heart. I'm going to let someone come into my heart,
Oh, so that's where you want him to come, huh?
into my experience, and take that over. That's what you're really saying. We've got the way you beat wokification, the way you beat cultural subversion, the way you beat back these evil
Here for a couple questions. Were there black Vikings at all? I don't fucking know.
forces that are trying to distort meaning and destroy truth is by saying, I understand what this means, and you can't take that away from me.
It's so wonderful. It's almost like there's old DVDs that you could fucking just sit back and watch and relax. Yeah, I feel like you didn't need to do this.
That's the message to come out here. Take a thoughtful approach. Don't get angry. Don't digitally alter pictures. Don't get mad at Halle Berry, who is, I'm sure, an amazing actor and will do a great job in this film. But instead, look inward and say, what did I feel when I first saw this? And how can I keep that flame alive? If you keep that flame alive, you can...
The movie's from the 80s. That flame's dead. But the flame died, just so y'all know. Is there more? I need to know. Oh, the unraveling of the experts. Oh, God. A squirrel and the crisis of the A squirrel and this crisis of the American idea.
The American idea.
I'm actually crying, bro. The American idea. Nah, you got it. I'm going back to sleep.
Is in crisis. John Locke is quoted as saying in his famous work,
The American idea is in crisis, bros.
second treatise of government, that in the beginning, all the world was America. What John Locke meant by this rather startling and I think inspiring pronouncement was that the Americas, the New World, as opposed to the Old World Europe, where there were civilizations that were erected, where almost everything had a dominion over it, the New World had these vast untamed wilds by which man could go in and claim his own land, claim his own property, and begin building his life on his own terms. In other words, it was an entirely different world that had boundless creative potential and also boundless ability for a new civilization to be built. And this single idea, this idea of being able to own your own property, this idea of being able to chase your destiny, became the civilizational bedrock of America. And yet this single idea is under threat within the country it was founded upon more than it has been in a very, very long time. Now, the American idea, my friends, is not simply about freedom or choosing destiny on your own terms. That's a big part.
Yes, it is. Home of the free, land of the brave. I think it is.
The American idea is about pursuing excellence in the face of the unknown.
I can sense all of your attention spans are not well intapped right now, so I have something for you.
And in the face of limitations. The American idea is about reckoning with the limits of the limitations to understand the human condition. The American idea is about understanding the limits of the human condition within the context of political
and the Shaq Daddy
order, and then setting up a just governance to ensure those limits are respected and our creative potentials are not snuffed out. And yet, as I mentioned, my friends, there is a crisis of the American idea. And the epitome of this crisis in recent times, I think, amongst many other issues that I will cover, is the case of Peanut the squirrel.
Oh my God. Guys, I just want you all to know that the American populace is in crisis, and one of the examples of that is a fucking squirrel that a guy wasn't supposed to have without a license. But when you really think about it, what matters is that our America is dying. And it is dying because of Peanut the fucking squirrel. You know what? We won't be able to fucking live as a society with Peanut the squirrel dead. What did he say?
Within the context of political order, and then setting up a just governance to ensure those limits are respected and our creative potentials are not snuffed out. And yet, as I mentioned, my friends, there is a crisis of
There's a crisis.
The American idea.
The American idea. There's a crisis in the American idea.
And the epitome of this crisis
and the epitome of it,
I think, amongst many other issues that I will cover, is the case of Peanut the squirrel.
So, on top of the racism, on top of immigration, on top of crime, on top of our political landscape being the dumbest it's ever been, yes, even with Trump as president, and him hiring Linda McMahon as to be part of the task force that deals with education, on top of all these issues, one of them that leads to a crisis in American society is a fucking squirrel. Okay.
Which has gone viral across the internet and has struck at the hearts of people across...
And also, fuck the raccoon.
Across ideological lines and across party lines, and may very well be, in my opinion, the rallying issue that impacts the election and impacts Americans' attitude towards government.
Strike 3. I'm done. That's strike 2 and 3. Goodbye, everybody. Hope you all had a good day. Goodbye.